Hello, and welcome to Rowan University. Please take a moment to locate the fire exit nearest your seat and aisle. In an emergency, please exit quickly and quietly. Regarding this event, please note the following. Smoking is not permitted in the auditorium or throughout the building. Please disable all cell phones, beepers, or other electronic devices. Food and beverages are not permitted. The use of cameras and recording equipment is strictly prohibited in the auditorium. Thank you for your cooperation. Enjoy the program.
Welcome to the 2018 College of Performing Arts Commencement Ceremony. The processional is ready to begin. Please silence all cell phones and please remain seated during the processional so everyone can see. Thank you. Thank you to the Rowan Trumpet Ensemble, led by Brian Appleby Weinberg and organist Larry DePasquale. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for our national anthem sung by our very own pep band vocalists.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting
Please be seated, and welcome to the stage the Dean of the College of Performing Arts, Dr. Richard Dahmers.
Good morning, and welcome to our celebration of the College of Performing Arts Class of 2018. It has been a pleasure for my colleagues and I to work with these students and to watch their artistic, academic, and personal growth. It is with mixed emotions that we arrive at this day. We are sad to see these students go, but we are proud of their accomplishments, and we are excited for what our newest alumni will bring to the world. A lot has happened since these students joined our community. We have explored themes of home, horror, and social justice. Our performances have ranged from Dance Macabre to Verdi's Requiem to the sacred music of Duke Ellington to a production of The Women that was put on here and in Philadelphia, just to name a few of literally hundreds of concerts, recitals, and performances. Our student population has swelled during this time, and we have launched new programs in music industry and music therapy, and just recently we launched RMG, our in-house record label. During this time, though, we've experienced some losses as well. With the passing of our retired Dean, Donald Gephardt, and recently the passing of our Professor of Percussion, Dean Witten. These two remarkable individuals were very different in style and personality, but were alike in their unwavering commitment to education and to artistic excellence. Please join me in observing a moment of silence as we mark their absence and honor their contributions to our university. Thank you. Our celebration today is likely to be different than all of the other college celebrations happening across campus, and dare I say, better. And I say that not just because it's the College of Performing Arts, but also because we're going to share some of our students' accomplishments with you today. We will now feature our Medallion Award winners as they share their work in music education, choreography, lighting design, stage management, piano performance, and vocal performance. Based on what I saw of the rehearsal yesterday, we are in for a real treat. Please enjoy.
Welcome Keith Bianchini, winner of the Dr. Barbara Chamberlain Award for Outstanding Excellence in Performing Arts Education, with his presentation, Keep On Keepin' On, Perseverance in a Music Degree.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I want to thank the music department for giving me this honor and bestowing upon me the honor of speaking with you today. Before I got to Rowan, many of you know me as a trombone player, but before I got to Rowan, it was not at all exactly like that. I started out in 5th grade, like most of us instrumental people did, but I also started on drums, and that eventually led me to the high school marching band and great pictures like this. And throughout high school, I eventually did start playing the trombone and decided that music was the only thing that I could imagine myself doing every day. And I wanted to make sure that I, through music education, could give that to other students. And I also, learned some other instruments. I started playing bass, another great awkward picture. And then eventually I said, trombone is what I want to do every day. I have to get into college on the trombone. But I had a little bit of a problem. Before my senior year, I got braces put on. And for those of you who don't know, brass playing with braces on is like running a race with like one leg on. It's incredibly hard. So it took me back a lot. And I was not really thinking I was going to be getting into college on that. So I said, you know what? Just got to work hard. Going to go to my audition. I got a lesson with our professor of trombone here, Rick Lynn. And I went to my audition. And those of you who know Dr. Appleby Weinberg, he'll love to tell you the story of my audition because it's his favorite story to tell. I played, and it definitely was not good. And I said to him something along the lines of, hey, listen, I know this was really, really bad, but I'll do whatever it takes. I'll do whatever it takes. I really want to be here. And for some reason, he said, let's accept this guy. So I was accepted, and here I go, going on to Rowan. So my first couple of years were mainly just great musical experiences. I joined many ensembles, like the jazz band. There's us at our winter concert in 2014. I joined the jazz band, the wind ensemble, the concert band, many different ensembles, and I got a lot of great musical experiences from those. And from my connections with those great faculty members, I decided to add a major in jazz performance because I also wanted to focus on that. So I also started becoming friends with my various colleagues who were also music majors. And through jamming with some friends, I joined a band called Mystery Machine. Nice. And there's us playing way back when. And these people have become probably some of my best friends in life, and all of the music that I've played with them has been incredible. And all the gigging experience I got with them really led to my disposition as an educator, that I really wanted to make sure I was focusing on the day-to-day performances of the average musician around the area. So playing in things like wedding bands, weddings, cocktail hours, things like that are very important, and I wanted to stress that with my students. Also in my third year, I auditioned for the concerto competition, and because I was also very behind classically, I did not make it because I was in no way, shape, or form ready for that. But again, like is the title of my presentation, I kept on keeping on. I said, next year, got to go for it, keep it going. So we go to years 4 and 5. I was able to become a leader in our ensembles here. There's me with the jazz band again. I was able to become a leader. I started writing with the ensembles through the encouragement of my professor, Dennis de Blasio. Yeah, right? And then I was able to audition for the concerto competition again, and I was able to win that year. So there's me playing with the orchestra again. Thank you. And that was, again, one of the most incredible musical experiences of my life. And also in those years, I became the leader of our pep band here. Nice. And few things have had as much of an impact on me as an educator as being the leader of the pep band. You just have to, it's an incredible responsibility, and it really has prepared me for being an educator, so much so that I brought it all into my student teaching, which my student teaching recently was with 2 of the greatest music programs around here, and I cannot be more thankful for that experience. In my 5th year, and in my 4th year also, I decided to continue my education after Rowan. I will be studying at Rutgers University next year for jazz performance on the trombone. Thanks. And I am really, really looking forward to that. And now I would like to share with you some of the biggest things that I learned. Number 1, never forget what made you love music. And this is all to my graduates, and I'm going to try and remember these things every single day of my life. Because through our study of this music and teaching of this music, we can often get frustrated, jaded, not sure why we're doing it. But I urge you, and I'm going to urge myself, to always, in those times, go back to what made you love music. Go and listen to whatever band made you say, I want to play music every day. For me, Red Hot Chili Peppers, something along those lines. Always remember those things. Be open to change. In order to be accepted here, I really had to say, I'm not good at this, but I need to get better, and these people here will make me better. And through that, I've been able to have many successes here at Rowan. Make connections. If I didn't make any connections with the faculty or my friends here, I wouldn't be in any bands that I'm in now. I wouldn't have been able to have the amazing musical experiences that I had on this stage. And the faculty and friends that I've made here have opened up so many doors for me. Trust yourself. I'm saying this specifically to my graduate friends. We have just gone through 4 or 5 years of college here, studying music with some great, great faculty members. So anytime you're thinking, man, I don't know what I'm doing, remember, wait a second, yes I do. I was taught all of these great things. I played all of this great music here. I can do this. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, we talking about practice. Whether it's teaching, whether it is your instrument, whether it's your voice, whether it's writing, whether it's recording, anything, it's got to be practiced and practiced all the time. So I would like to briefly take a moment to thank all of my amazing teachers that I've had here at Rowan. I believe that they are the reason that I'm up here today, and I really just want to make sure I acknowledge all of them. And I'm probably going to forget people, and if you're forgotten right now, I'll say thank you to you later. But first, Dr. Dahmers for your incredible leadership throughout my time here at Rowan. I want to thank Dr. Higgins and Dr. Thomas for the crazy, amazing musical opportunities they've been able to give me. I'd like to thank Dr. Rollins for his infinite knowledge in music and other things. I'd like to thank the former Dean, Dr. John Paston, for the opportunity to lead the pep band, which has opened up so much for me. I would like to thank our late, great Dean Witten. Yes. Because I don't think there were many better role models for a musician or a teacher than Dean Witten, when I saw in him. I would like to thank Dr. Appleby Weinberg for his incredible practice knowledge and day-to-day me going to him and saying, am I doing this right? I want to thank Dr. Barnes for molding me as an educator and being another great example as an educator. I want to thank Professor George Rabbi, who was my first jazz teacher here, and he really laid the foundation for me. I want to thank Professor Dennis de Blasio for pushing me every day to reach for the stars, and he's given me so many opportunities I can't even list them here, otherwise we'd be here for 85 minutes. I want to thank my trombone teachers, first Clint Sharman, my jazz teacher, who has changed my concept of what a trombone can sound like and what a professional musician really is. And finally, and most importantly, I want to thank Professor Rick Lynn, my trombone teacher here, for accepting me, for taking a chance on bringing some guy who used to play drums here and laying down the foundation musically for me for the rest of my time. And so with that, I just want to say thank you to everyone again for listening. And I love this place. This Flieger is like my favorite place ever. And the music that I made in here is still ringing in my head. And I decided that I wanted to end with something that, like a video or something that I could find of me playing here. And I was able to find the most random one, but maybe the most fun one that I had. So enjoy. So once again, thank you all for being here. Keep on keeping on.
Next, we present the combined talents of choreographer Michelle Campbell, winner of the Brenna G. Goldhalf Dance Award, lighting designer Sean Collins, winner of the Philip Granito Excellence in Theater Award, and stage manager Kyle Santapadre, winner of the Joseph Robinette Excellence in Theater and Dance Award with the original dance work Behind the Curtain.
Hi, everyone. I can't believe it's really here. Woo, time really flies. I just want to take this time to thank the faculty for awarding me this great honor. I am so humbled and proud to be representing RUTD. One thing that has really been drilled into me that we strive for at Rowan is the collaboration among combined talents. So that's exactly what we decided to do for you guys today with our piece Behind the Curtain. We want to show you how we work together to create what you see on stage. My role in this process was choreographer and performer. I am part of the first full 4-year dance majors to graduate, so I wanted to commemorate that and have the other 4-year dance majors, Kelly Connors, Haley Hubbs, and Sabrina Mazzata, on stage with me. I wanted this piece to be playful and fun for our final performance together. Oh, okay. I started with the choice of music thanks to Henry Roy's jazz class. And I created a phrase, and after workshopping in this space with the performers, we came up with manipulations and structures in which to perform the phrase. Repetition and improvisation are things that I admire, and you'll see that throughout the piece. Keeping the ideas of playful and fun in mind while also showing off our technical skill was the driving force of the movement. I want to take a moment to shout out Sabrina Mazzata, who was sick with appendicitis last week in the hospital, and she's still recovering, and she jumped into this really last minute, and I just wanted to thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. I'm almost done, I swear. I just want to thank all of my friends and family for being here and for supporting me throughout all of my craziness. And to my graduating class, we did it! Woo!
So I would also just like to thank all the staff and faculty for awarding me this medallion. It's a big honor. I would also like to thank my friends and family, of course, for all the love and support. So my role in this process was the lighting designer, and so there's a physical element to it in that we have to hang all of the lights, we have to program the board in preparation for the show, but then there's an artistic element too. I kind of take the movement that Michelle or any choreographer would give me and kind of interpret that and create light that supplements their vision. So hopefully that's what you'll see today in Behind the Curtain. So I'll pass off to Kyle now, who is our stage manager.
I'd like to just thank the faculty and staff for awarding me the Joseph Robinette Medallion for Theater and Dance. I would also like to thank my friends, Michelle, Sean, my family for their continuous love and support, and to the rest of the class of 2018, congratulations. So my role as stage manager, I help orchestrate the entire project. I talk to Michelle and I talk to Sean and basically put everything together during the performance that you'll see today. I'll be calling the dance today over microphone, and you will basically get a sneak peek at what happens on headset and how the cues are called. I have to make sure everything is run smoothly and everything's accounted for. So sit back and enjoy Behind the Curtain, which was created in 5 hours over this past week. So, dancers to places.
And now, introducing pianist Kristina Loskutova, winner of the W. Clark Flieger Award and the Jacobs Music Steinway Award, performing Estampes Movement 3, Jacques sous la pluie by Claude Debussy. Finally, here's tenor Quentin Lewis, winner of the Ann B. Ward Medallion for Creative Achievement in Fine and Performing Arts, performing He'll Bring It to Pass, accompanied by Alexander Timofeev on piano.
Troubles, he'll be your lighthouse while the danger lasts. If you just stay down on your knees and tell him, Jesus, please, and I know he'll bring it to pass. Look to Paul and Silas in the Roman jail. They know their Savior would never fail. No chains can bind you when you're on your knees. 'Cause when you got Jesus, you don't need no keys. Just tell your Savior all about your troubles. He'll be your lighthouse while the danger lasts. If you just stay down on your knees and tell him, Jesus, please, and I know he'll bring it to pass. Look at old man Daniel in the lion's den, amongst all of them lions and wicked men. Then the Lord said, Daniel, tell him who I am, and every lion will become a lamb. Just tell your Savior all about your troubles. He'll be your lighthouse while the danger lasts. If you just stay down on your knees and pray, then in his own good time and way, if you lean on Jesus, he'll bring it to pass. Look at Pharaoh's army in the rolling sea, while Moses and the children on the other side free. Then Moses cried to Pharaoh, man, didn't you know? Can no man stop me when the Lord says go? Just tell your Savior all about your troubles. He'll be your lighthouse while the danger lasts. You just stay on brave. If you lean on Jesus, he'll bring it to pass. He'll bring it to pass. He'll bring it to pass. I know.
Now, please welcome back Dr. Richard Dahmers to present Rowan University's College of Performing Arts 2018 medallions, recognizing achievements in music, theater, and dance.
At this time, I'd like to recognize our medallion award winners who have just shared their work with you. We are excited to have a new medallion this year, the Dr. Barbara Chamberlain Award for Outstanding Excellence in Performing Arts Education. Dr. Chamberlain, would you please join me? Dr. Chamberlain is a member of our Board of Trustees, and last year she attended our ceremony and was so inspired by the Medallion Award winners, she decided that we need to have just one more. Barbara, thank you so much for recognizing our students and for your support. The winner of the inaugural Dr. Barbara Chamberlain Award for Outstanding Excellence in Performing Arts Education, Keith Bianchini. The winner of the Bryna G. Goldhaft Dance Award, Michelle Campbell. The winner of the Philip Granito Excellence in Theater Award, Sean Collins. The winner of the Joseph Robinette Excellence in Theater and Dance Award, Kyle Santapadre. Our next award is sponsored by Jacobs Music. Jacobs Music is represented today by Valerie Voigt. Valerie, would you please join me on the stage? We have greatly appreciated their sponsorship of the appropriately named Jacobs Music Steinway Piano Award, and this year's winner is Christina Laskatova. And as you're aware, Christina also is the winner of the W. Clark Flieger Award for Musical Excellence. And the winner of the Ann B. Ward Medallion Award for Creative Achievement in Fine and Performing Arts, Quentin Lewis. Let's have one more round of applause for all of our award winners. It is now my pleasure to introduce our platform guests, who've just magically appeared before you. First, seated closest to me is Dr. James Newell, our university provost. Seated next to him is Mr. Robert Morrison, who is our commencement speaker. The next three individuals are members of the college leadership team. It's my privilege and pleasure to serve with them and seeing up close the tremendous amount of work they do to support our students, faculty, and staff. They are really tremendous. Next is Melanie Stewart, our associate dean. Dr. Liz Hostetter, Chair of Theater and Dance. And Dr. Chris Thomas, Chair of Music. I'll acknowledge at this point that Dr. Thomas is finishing his time as chair and returning to choral activities. And I'm pleased to announce that next year the chairperson will be Dr. Robert Rollins. I'm also very pleased to welcome Michael Morgan, who will be our reader today. And Dr. Chamberlain, would you like to join us back up on the stage? Or Please come back up and join us on the stage, Dr. Chamberlain, who you've met already. And something that I didn't mention about Dr. Chamberlain before, not only is she a member of the Board of Trustees, but she is a student in our Rowan Community Music School. And just this past Saturday, she made her debut in Boyd Hall on piano, and it was fantastic. So, here's a seat behind you. And also, I'm very pleased to welcome back our alumni representative, Rhonda Holland, a proud member of the class of 1972. I will mention that for Rhonda, it's very appropriate that she's on the stage because as a student here, she snuck into the not yet completed Flieger Hall. There were no seats out there, and unofficially, she is the first person to have sung and performed on this stage. So welcome home. I would also like to acknowledge in the audience the members of our Friends of the Arts Board. They do wonderful support for our programs and students. Thank you for joining us today. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Mr. Robert Morrison. As you can see from the biography in the program, Mr. Morrison is a national leader in arts advocacy and research. Just to highlight a few of his accomplishments, he is the founder of Music for All. He helped develop and lead VH1's Save the Music Foundation. He was the executive director of the American Music Conference and worked with Michael Kamen and Richard Dreyfuss to create the Mr. Holland's Opus Foundation. Nice work, Bob. He is currently the CEO of Quadrant Research and the director of Arts Ed NJ, a consortium of arts groups across the state, of which Rowan is a proud member. And through many significant ways in these roles, he is serving students through the arts in New Jersey and across the country. And in addition to being a preeminent leader in the area of arts advocacy, Mr. Morrison is also a very accomplished musician. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Robert Morrison.
Thank you, Dean Dahmers, and good morning, everyone. Really? That's all you got on a day like today? Good morning, everyone. That is more like it. It is to the administration and faculty and staff, friends and family, and of course, the class of 2018. It is an honor to be here with you today on this very special moment for all of you. And it's also more special for me because of the fact that I had a long history and friendship with Don Gephardt, who was your former dean here. I knew him when I was just coming into my own in the world of music education, so it's indeed an honor to be here and celebrate with you the contribution that he has made to this great university. So thank you, Don, wherever you are. You've been a great leader for arts education and music education across this nation. Now, before I get started, I need to correct one of the things that the dean mentioned. I do believe in truth in advertising. He mentioned to you that I am an accomplished musician. I am not. I am a drummer. Right? True, right? Now, how do I know that drummers are not musicians? Well, I go to the authoritative source, and that source is the 1932 Army Field Band Manual. And the Field Band Manual said that the Army Field Band would be made up of 32 musicians and 3 drummers. So that's how I know. But today is my favorite day of the year for what it represents. Not only the culmination of your education here, but also a new beginning, a fresh start, the process of going into the world and creating your own journey, making your own stamp, your own place, and your own contributions to our society. To create what our world will be like in the future is largely going to be crafted by you. Now, the job of Rowan University and of this college has been to prepare you not for the world as it exists today, but to prepare you with the tools to confront, to analyze, respond, proactively shape, and ultimately succeed in a world we have yet to imagine. Your world will be different. 20 years from now, when you are in the very prime of your careers, your world will look very different. Just as our world today looks different than it did 20 years ago. Before there was Amazon or Google, Tesla or Netflix, iPhones or iPods, music streaming, self-driving cars, or social media. Most of the companies that will dominate our society 20 years from now are names today that we do not know in industries that have yet to be invented. Your world will be different. How different? Well, my grandfather had 2 jobs in one industry as a journalist over a 50-year career. My father had 3 jobs in engineering over the same period. I've had 9 jobs in 4 industries, 3 of which have been of my own making over the past 35 years. I started as a music educator, and then I went in, tried to make it as a player in New York City, and then I ended up working for a drum company. Then I was recruited to work for the music products industry, leading their global market development. And then I went on and was recruited by MTV Networks to help them create Save the Music. And then I created Music for All, and then I was chair of the music company Make Music, the maker of Finale and Smart Music, and then I crafted my own research company. And then founded a statewide organization to lead and advocate for arts education for every child. Now, this was not the pathway I had envisioned when I was sitting in your seat after studying to be a music teacher some 35 years ago. That was not what I thought was going to happen in my life. Today, it is estimated that you and your peers will have 4 jobs by the time you turn 32, and 15 to 20 jobs throughout your career. Your world is going to be different. And knowing all of this, I have a few pieces of advice or a few lessons that, if you'll indulge me, I would like to share with you today that I share with my children and have guided me along my own career path. First, life is a journey, so find your passion. If you already know your career pathway and you've got it figured out, congratulations, go for it. But for those of you who have not, that's okay. Keep looking. But look for something that's meaningful to you. As the saying goes, if you can find something that you're passionate about and make a career out of it, you will never work a day in your life. So find your passion and stick with it throughout your life. Second, be curious. Work hard and apply your knowledge. You would be amazed at how many really knowledgeable people fail to advance and are surpassed by others, largely because they failed to apply both themselves and the knowledge that they've acquired across their career. Many have failed just because they haven't even shown up half the time. And others have failed because they lack curiosity or a thirst for new knowledge. I started my research company as a result of not being able to answer one simple question. How many students in the United States participate in school music programs? No one could answer, much to my surprise. And it would take me 15 years to figure out that no one else was going to address it. And that motivated me to create my company, because I couldn't believe that we as a nation would be serious about the idea of an arts education for every single child if we didn't even bother to count how many students have access or not, how many schools have programs or not, how many teachers do we have or not, so that the students benefit from the gifts that an arts education provides to everybody. I knew there was a need, and I could have ignored it, but I didn't. And the lesson here is to remember it's not what you know, it's what you do with what you know that will lead to success. Third, creativity is your secret superpower. Absolutely. As members of the performing arts community, you understand the artistic process. You understand the creative process. And that's why you will be a valuable asset no matter where your career takes you. Creativity is the new capital of the realm in our world. Creativity is the driving force of what the world of tomorrow will be. And if you think I'm not serious about it, then ask yourself, why is Google hiring more arts and humanities people today than STEM professionals? The reason is because people in the arts have the soft skills that the companies recognize that they need today that STEM professionals lack. Having empathy, critical thinking, problem solving, and being able to make connections across complex problems, complex ideas, the very definition of creativity. It's your imagination and creativity that will help you craft your own work and will help you and others craft the new world that will surround us in the future. Fourth, relentlessly build your network. Relentlessly build your network. Both of my children will tell you that this is something I've constantly preached to them. Volunteer with professional societies and associations in your career pathways. Introduce yourselves to the thought leaders in your fields of study or occupations. Correspond with new acquaintances. Get to know your competitors. Volunteer in your community. Help out with a cause that is meaningful to you. I went from working for a percussion manufacturer, Pearl, to leading the global market development initiatives of the music products industry because I volunteered to serve on an association task force that was looking at music education. I volunteered to spend time with them. It opened doors to people that I had not been connected with before. And as a result, it created a bridge from where I was at a drum company to a new career pathway working with the trade association. Doing these things will help you build your own network, and it's your network that will be the key to opening new personal and professional opportunities as you grow throughout your life. Now, none of this advice will work if you fail to follow my final lesson, and that is to protect the most important asset that you have, your reputation. Your reputation will be the most important asset that you have. As I lecture at colleges and universities throughout the year, this is the one point that I make sure that I share with all students. Your resume might get you your first job, maybe your second. But in a world where you're going to change jobs 15 to 20 times, it is all going to be your reputation. I've had 9 jobs in 4 different industries over 35 years, and I used my resume 1 time, and I didn't get the job. And I still have the rejection letter as motivation, right? Your reputation will be your biggest asset to unlocking your future opportunities. Yes, your world will be different. And knowing the reputation of this great university and the work this great faculty has done in preparing each of you, I'm confident not only in your ability to rise up to the new challenge, and not only in your ability to rise up and embrace new opportunities, but I am confident in your ability to raise up and thrive in this new and different and, yes, better world that each of you will help create. And I, for one, can't wait to see the new world you all will create together. Thank you very much for inviting me to spend this special day with you, and congratulations to the class of 2018.
Thank you, Bob. That was fantastic. How about one more round of applause? One more. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to recognize the graduates who have excelled in their academic studies while here at Rowan. These students are graduating today with honors that fall in 3 levels of achievement. Students graduating cum laude have achieved a grade point average of 3.45 and 3.64. Will those students who are graduating cum laude please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Students graduating magna cum laude have achieved grade point averages of 3.65 to 3.84. Will those students who are graduating magna cum laude please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Students graduating summa cum laude, the highest honor, have achieved grade point averages of 3.85 and 4.0. Will those students who achieved this distinction please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Congratulations to all on your achievements. Before we individually recognize our graduates, I'd like to acknowledge the conferral of their degrees. As you know, we held our campus-wide commencement on Sunday to celebrate Rowan's bachelor's, master's, educational specialist, doctoral, and medical degree candidates. It was during this event that President Hushmand, Provost Newell, and Mr. Chad Bruner, the chair of the Rowan University Board of Trustees, officially certified our master's and bachelor degree candidates as having completed all of the requirements for graduation. With that, our College of Performing Arts graduates were conferred with the Master of Arts, Master of Music, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Science degrees with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations of those degrees. Congratulations to each of you.
Please welcome our reader, Michael Dean Morgan, Assistant Professor in the Department of Theater and Dance. Graduates, please rise.
Will the graduates for the Department of Music please come forward? Christopher Tuminia. Quentin Amadeus Benjamin Lewis. Kristina Lozkutova. Keith Bianchini. Andrew Rublinger. Troy Icovelli. Zachary Milner. Jonathan Ratcliffe. Stephen McCormick. Kenneth Carson. John Enoch. Brandon Quinn Dixon. Jamie Lee Fisher. Samuel Harrisink. James Thor Larson. Michael McGuckin. Jessica Magrala. Benjamin Zachariah Milner. Wilner. Ben Schwartz. Louis Pettinelli. Kristen Marie DiMatteo. Anissa Marie Atkins. Antonina Bernard. Amy Lynn Furrens. Christos Harakis. Matthew Adams. Zabriel Holloway. Gabriella Relos. Paul Fortin. Allison Friedman. Andre Fritz. Andrew Moorer. Stephen Layton. Salvatore Mazzata. Tyler Steinbraun. Michael Tedesco. Valentina Spezia. David White. Michael Binkins. Dean Mason. Veronica Renee Chepakin. Shannon Rose Bradley. Brian Jeremiah. Adam Malarick. Patrick Higgins. Dylan Bader. Gerard Nicholas Ramos. Courtney Daniels. Kiana Janae Baycott. Giovanna Crescenza. Crescenzo. We have to get these things right. Juliana Crescenzo. Sophia Korash. Tyler Toomey. Rachel Maya Goldstein. Valerie Hamburg. Pamela Chekai. Nathan John McAdams. Justin Frazier. Will the graduates from the Department of Theater and Dance please step forward? Jeffrey O'Neill. Barbara Adams. Rashida Ayala. Sabrina Mazzata. Sean Collins. Kyle Santopadre. Haley Hubbs. Kelly Connors. Michelle Campbell. Nicole Rich. Jessica Brotherton. Khalil Tyrell Bailey. Mahala Roberson. Tania Fields. Megan Cutting. Elora Mead. Brandon Castillo. Courtney Bundens. Timothy Ian Laxton. Hallie Mariella Wilmus. Emma Alicia Muha. Angela Longo. Charles Douglas Barney. Molly Jo Gifford. Shannon Q. Harkins. Andrew Robinson. Peter Lewis. Abigail Gardner. Sarah Elizabeth Ann Rebaton. Emily Hoffen. Juliet Gallagher. Christina Henriquez. Justina Vasicek. Emily Little. Victoria Tatuli. Thank you very much.
And how about one more round for all of our graduates? Graduates, you can have a seat for just a moment. I would like to take a moment to thank a number of people whose efforts allowed today to be possible, including Melanie Stewart, Michelle Trush, Dennis Doherty, Brian Appleby Weinberg and the Trumpet Ensemble, Chris Roche, Paul Turner, Denny Barron, Kathy O'Leary, and Dina Ford and the Theater Arts Management team, Bob Thorpe, Michael Morgan, our announcer Robin Pertell, and Mr. Morrison for his wonderful commencement address. Please join me in thanking all of these individuals. I also want to thank Larry DiPasquale for performing on organ today. However, much larger additional thanks are in order as Larry is retiring. Larry was one of the first people to play this organ as a student here 40 years ago. He earned an undergraduate and graduate degree from Glassboro State College and has served as a professional staff member in the music department, assisting with the operations of the department, assisting with field placements in music education, teaching music appreciation, and most recently, serving as our advisor for our music majors. He prefers that the students address him as Teacher Larry, and that reflects his commitment and love for teaching and education. So Teacher Larry, we thank you for your service and your friendship, and we wish you all the best in your retirement. We look forward to seeing you and all our new alumni on your continued and frequent visits back home to our campus. You are each important members of the Rowan family, and we are proud of you. I have one final announcement before we get to the alma mater. After our graduates recess from the hall, we encourage you to join us in the courtyard where there will be a reception and we will continue the celebration. And I'm going to give you just one quick heads up. At the recession, we're going to begin it with just a bit of a bang, and you may want to have your cameras out. Again, congratulations, class of 2018.
Faculty and graduates, please rise and face your family and friends. Everyone, please stand for the alma mater led by Dr. Christopher Thomas. Following the alma mater, please remain in place as the graduates recess. Congratulations. Yeah, you're not going to find out.